Everybody, this is Darren DeWitt Henson.
And I'm Tari Henson.
And you're watching and listening to the In the Groove podcast. Now, today we got a hot one. Have you ever heard of someone saying, I got a story to tell? Well, these two gentlemen that we have in the studio today do. They have a production company that's on fire right now, and everybody in the industry is talking about them. In the studio today, we have Mr. Deshon Hardy and Mr. Markus Smoot from Smoot Films. And they have an anthology series that's burning up BET and BET Plus right now and is incredible. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Man, how does it feel to be like out the gate with fire?
Man, it's it's kind of surreal. We talked about it. You know how you manifest something. We really talked about it. Like, hey, when we finish this, we drop this. People gonna love this. They're gonna love it. We gotta execute the right way. And it took us some time, and we did it, man. And the feedback has been amazing.
Now the anthology series, if you don't know, I don't know how you don't know about it, but really it's a very diverse set of films that are really captivating. Can you just break down the first two that have already aired? Because I really want to get into the mindset of what you are introducing to the public, because you really are doing it in a new way.
Yeah. For me, coming up, I came up on Tales from the Crypt, Tales from the Dark Side, the Creep Show, like all these anthology series with these different stories that, captivated us. So I wanted to do a thriller anthology series. And I talked to Markus about, I think it's great. And he's like, we went back and forth. It's like, hey, got a story to tell. I think that'll be super dope. Like, yeah, let's just create these different stories and draw different audiences in with storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
With the first one, it was like, let me kind of dive into every situation that people have maybe been through and tell it a different way, where we can kind of bring the audience down one path and then take them down another path. Where it's like this
misdirection was
incredible. It's a psychological thriller, because
Yes.
you think you got to figure it out. And I'm the type that I'm like, oh, this is going to happen, or this is going to happen.
Yes.
And it's just like, oh, shit, that happened.
Yeah. And that's what I want to do. I wanted to have different endings where, a lot of stuff you watch is very, very predictable, right? You know where it's going to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to, again, take somebody down a different path. So it was different kind of like storylines in between each one. If you kind of caught it, you might have to watch it a couple times, for the, not no spoiler.
That's right.
But for me, it's like, with her, you see her liking pictures.
Mm-hmm.
There's somebody that she likes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then her husband walks through the door. And then she's very submissive. It's like, okay, well, maybe she, and then the voiceover is like, maybe
what's
she
going on
yeah,
here?
what's going on? And then you see him texting the same person. It's like, wait, is that his friend?
Mm-hmm.
She likes his friend.
I love the twist that you have on that. It was so amazing. We talked about that, and it's like it's one of those.
He said, what
moments.
she said?
Yeah.
What she said?
Yeah. Like we were sitting down talking at it, and it just moved us. So, Markus, as the producer, right? What do you find are some of the things that you have to deal with on set that aren't, ice cream and cake all the time? I want people to really understand the art of filmmaking and what it takes, because it takes a lot to actually go from script to screen. And we talked about some of this when we were actually on set. Mm-hmm. But I want you to tell them your experience and why you took on the hat of producer. What was it about wanting to tell stories that, first of all, brought you into the game? And what did you find that you needed to change about yourself now that you are in the game heavy?
Those are some good questions. Good questions. People, being able to manage and deal with people is super important in filmmaking. You have so many personalities coming together collectively to make this, this project. And, like everybody, you have attitudes, you have mood swings, and you have egos and all of those things. And one of the things that I appreciate about, Deshon is like, we have an ego-free zone. There's no ego here. We're just here to make hot content, and, we enjoy what we do. But, on set, though, it's real. There's always something. I mean, this last production was probably our smoothest production that we've had. We just finished wrapping up a feature called What Lies Under the Tree. And I'm excited about that one.
Now, who's in that film?
We have Monty Washington. We have Gabrielle. Ryan. We have Stephen Ryder,
who's also in the Power Force series.
Yep, exactly. And then we have Erica Peoples as well. We have an up and coming actress. Her name is Beverly Sade. She did her thing. It's just a really good cast.
Is this one also a thriller?
Yes, it's like a holiday.
Yeah, it kind of sounds a little scary.
Christmas
Awesome.
thriller.
A Christmas thriller.
Yeah.
Definitely don't get enough of those.
Exactly. You probably can't name a couple that's there because it really hasn't been any.
That's right.
Not
No.
Christmas.
Yeah,
You know what?
Christmas
The last I think was what was that movie with Charlize Theron? I think that's probably the last. Remember when they was robbing the casino?
Oh, I forgot the name of it.
You don't remember that? That was a great movie.
So are thrillers like your specialty? Because I know Message from Brianna was also like a psychological thriller.
Right.
That's his thing.
Yeah,
That's your.
it's two different type of viewers, right? It's people that want to just be entertained, right? What they see,
And the analytical viewers,
right? When they kind of, and so I like to put little nuances all throughout script and visuals to see if you catch it.
Well, where do you come up with it?
My brain is a little off.
Like, do you wake up in the middle of the night writing things down, or do you just like, no, well, maybe like how do you find, just like Darren said, the diversity in these scripts?
I'm truly blessed with that chemical imbalance, as I call it.
And no, it's great because that's the genius energy, right?
Right.
Like we were talking about that in the film with Young Jock, right? Like we see this all the time. We walk into gas stations and we see blue pills all the time.
Right.
But the twist that you put on it was crazy.
It's fun, Again, for us to step out of our reality and to think, what if this happened? What if that happened? And how you can kind of formulate that story. I call him all the time. I got a crazy idea. He the shakes.
That's a phrase you hear a lot, huh?
That's the problem is, I'm gonna be honest. Like we end up making it like all of the time. Like people don't understand. Me and him have only known each other for 10 months, and in 10 months we've shot in a series, 2 short films, and 3 feature films.
The synergy is bananas, and that's the great thing. I mean, and I want to talk about the episode that I'm in, which is a part of the anthology series. But one of the things that I realized while we were on set, it really is a brotherhood. It's a very kind of lighthearted. It's almost like you're waking up for breakfast and you're going in the kitchen to open the refrigerator. It really does feel like that on set. It's just like no, this is what we're doing. I get up and I gotta piss when I get out of the bed in the morning. And it's like what we do. That's the way it felt on set. Right. Everything ran so smoothly. Your team is amazing. Thank you. And I think that's why you're getting the outcome of whatever you're doing. I was taught a long time ago, the word outstanding means that you stand out, and you already are. I mean, the industry is talking about you. If you go on your IG, you see every kind of either rising star or somebody that's a super name already. I saw T.I. was on I don't know if I saw Tiana, but I saw her husband on set with you guys. You got, so many people on set with you guys, and people are flocking to you now. Right. They're looking for you already. Within 10 months, you have actors and celebrities and rappers and entertainers looking to work with you. What do you think is the alchemy of what you're bringing to the table that's actually magnetizing these people?
I think being a real person, people create perceptions or mask for this industry. Mm-hmm. And, him and I, when we sat down, we said, I want you to be you. I want you to be you. And let's do that. And let's create a family atmosphere. Because, listen, we're blessed to do what we do and make a couple dollars while we're doing it, right? And create these content and create these things. And it don't need to be stress. Because when you stress, you're going to make a mistake or you're not going to feel comfortable.
That's right.
We don't want to run a set like that. We want people to come in and say, I'm good. Like,
and be creative.
I can be me. Let's be creative. Yeah. Let's, let me think outside the box and not let somebody judge me.
That's right.
Let's just have fun. Because again, how many people that's living a life and doing what they love to do every single day? That's right. Not many.
That's the goal, though.
That's the goal.
So you're the creative, you're the writer, you're the director, and then you are the producer. You kind of figure out how to achieve these projects. Has there ever been a project where you're like, I don't know, like this one, I don't know about?
Well, I'll say this. We talk so often, and like he said, I mean, calls me all different times of the day and night with ideas. And I'm not going to say everyone is it, but for the most part, they do be hot. So it'd be like, I like challenge me. You come up with it. If it's how we're going to figure it, I'm going to figure out how to get it made. And that's kind of how we met, and just kind of like, we've actually made two of the first projects that he submitted to me when we first met. We just wrapped one, and we finished the other one, end of September? Yeah. That's the one we did with Iman Shimper. So, like, I mean, the synergy is just there. And, I mean, like, when you have that, we don't need two cooks in the kitchen. That's right. In certain areas. I mean, I write as well, but right now, like, I'm on another. We don't need two cooks in the kitchen. Like, let me make sure the deals are there. Let me make sure the money's there to get what everything needs to be made, and let him do his part. Because it's like, again, there's no need. There's plenty of time. Because there's going to be a time when I'm passionate about writing something. I'm going to need him to take that driver's seat.
And you trust each other to do the jobs the hats that you wear. True or false question?
Yes.
Success doesn't sleep.
I say false. I don't sleep a lot, but I still say it's false. Because at the end of the day, like, it's so funny. I was talking to him earlier, and he just crashed out. Like, he just had one of those. We've been going for like last 15 days straight.
I think Deshon was going to say yes.
But at the end of the day,
I love it.
You need that sleep though. Yeah. It's like we're always up in the morning. Like, and for this guy to like sleep straight through like 12 o'clock, his body shut down. And it's like, it's not about saying that I don't need to sleep, but it's like you really do. For the physical, like, it's not about anything
I'm
else.
with you on that. Like, your health, your life depends on it. Like, he'll go, and like sometimes he'll fall asleep for like a minute and not even realize it because like you need to rest regardless.
You have to rest your body because again, like, what good is it to achieve all this success, but then your health ain't where it needs to be. Right.
But what in terms of when I said that, right? So that's one perspective, Marcus. I want to hear Deshon because Deshon was going quiet. Yeah, because I know he doesn't. He can't sleep much, right? Like when you have an idea and it comes, you got to write. You got to be in the moment of it, right? You got to make the phone call, send the email. So I because there's no right or wrong answer, but it's just what's true for you.
I feel it doesn't sleep because I create in my sleep, so I'm always working. My brain, I have a hard time going to sleep. Like, I'm constantly up, and at 5 a.m, I'm looking at everybody that's tired. I'm like, are y'all built for this? Mm-hmm. Because I'm built for it. I don't have to go to sleep because I don't know, I'm just on a mission right now.
And that's the great polarity, right? That's the great polarity, right? Like the yin and the yang, which is why it works. If both of you are the same, it probably wouldn't work as good as it does. And so, that's why those are always trick questions, right? It's kind of like when somebody offers you the question of, is your glass half empty, half full? Well, the pessimist says half empty. The optimist says half full. But really, it was only the way that they presented it to you, because if you look at the glass, it's always full because the other half of the glass is filled with air. Right. So it's always full, right? So it's a beautiful perspective. So let's move on now. So now tomorrow. Okay, so we saw 2 episodes, right? We saw 2 episodes last week. That was amazing.
So do we get 2 more, or is it just going to be 1?
2 more.
So we get 2 more episodes.
And then 2 more next Thursday.
So now the episode that I am in, now we had Anthony on the show. He's a friend of the show. Okay. We haven't had Monty on yet, but we want to have him on very, very soon. So my episode is with Anthony and Monty. What is the name of the episode?
I'm So Faithful.
I'm So Faithful. Now, can you give us just a little bit of a synopsis of what that is?
I'm So Faithful is about a guy who is very, very faithful, and people don't understand what faithful means. We played around with the word play of faithful, but it's really faithful because you are causing turmoil in one's life.
Woo!
Wow.
All right, so let me say that again. You are causing turmoil in someone's life that thinks you're faithful to them, but you're actually faithful to them. So, sometimes, and, you and I talked about this, you have, multiple things happening in your life back to back to back, and it's like, what is going on? And it's that one common denominator, that's somebody in your life that's causing that energy to shift in your life. And then once you understand what that is, you have to get rid of that energy.
Yeah,
You know?
distance, disconnect.
Right.
Powerful.
So what this episode was about this one person who had these hidden agendas, right? And it spread like cancer to everybody around him.
Wow.
And it's like, when you understand what that is, after you see it, you're like, he was the one the whole time.
Wow.
So it's very, very cool.
I cannot wait.
I know, I'm
Tomorrow,
excited.
BET Plus, the anthology series continues. 2 episodes.
Yes.
It's going to be off the chain. You guys get tuned in, tapped in, and turned on. It's so amazing to see the work. So now you guys are in this strong trajectory. Everybody's talking about Smoot Films. It's just going, growing, and glowing right now.
And it's a new company, by the way. Too.
And it's a brand new company.
No. We have it like Smoot Films. I want to be clear. That was just me. I was just figuring it out. When I met Deshon, we both had paths we had going on. He had a deal, I had a deal going, and we started working together. We sat down and was like one day, like, why don't we just do it together? And that's when I knew this was real, because I was like, there's no ego.
And you became equally yoked.
Yeah,
and both of you do the work.
Yeah.
Both of you carry the responsibility. Both of you make it happen.
And we became Master View Films.
Yep.
So we got the Master View.
Oh, wow.
love
Okay.
That's
I
the
get
new
it now.
company, yeah.
Come as you are, don't stay as you are.
Exactly.
So now you have this anthology series on BET Plus right now, but you also just finished a feature film.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be seeing feature films, films on television.
Mm-hmm.
What about a television series? Because I know you got that in the works. One of the things that was interesting, and this is how I know that you literally are going to be a company that people are going to have to deal with. When we were on set filming, Markus slid over to me. You were actually checking the set and just making sure everything was getting ready to work for the scene that we're getting ready to shoot. And you said, so D, let me ask you something. And we started talking about an actress that I had worked with in something else. And you were already building the next. And so I'm sure you've done that multiple times because you take advantage of the opportunity when it's actually happening.
Definitely. We got some things in the works. I'm excited. Yeah, we I don't want to put it all out there, but series is definitely coming. Features, we got features really we got features for days.
Just piling up right now.
Yeah, like we're actually putting together a second unit team so we can run double productions. So we can really,
That's
really
beautiful.
heat it up. So yeah, it's gonna be a great year. We kick off the year. We have a movie. I just executive produced it and financed it. It's called I Got Problems. It'll be on BET Plus January 19th. And then we have Under His Influence in February. It's February, right?
Yep, February.
Just back to back releases.
Yeah.
Do you write all the films?
Majority of them. Yeah.
I'm
a
his
psychopath.
ping game. Listen, man.
He said his big game is strong.
My boy's ping game. I will literally, and I hope we got the cameras going. I literally will put the checkbook on his pen. Like, so whoever wanted.
Like what's up next?
Whoever wanted.
Yeah.
No, like his pen can go against any writer's pen.
That's beautiful.
Like real talk. Like, and I'm willing to put the money on it. Like, so bring your writers.
So now on In the Groove podcast, we say this is a podcast with a twist because this is, so first of all, we're talking about the business aspect of show business, right? And so show is what you do creatively and the business aspect is a part of it. Now, can you speak to that, right? Hollywood is a beast. Now, I've been in the industry 35 years now. 35 years and on many different levels, right? As a dancer, a choreographer, stage director, producer, actor. What do you find that clearly things are changing rapidly in the industry? What do you feel in terms of fulfillment that is different now than it was, say, 20 years ago? That's different now.
The opportunity to be independent. That wasn't an opportunity 20 years ago. You had to be with the studio. You had streaming services wasn't even here, at this point, right? So you had to be connected inside. And one thing about Hollywood that him and I talked about, not kind of jumping into is for our people, everything is clicked up. So you had to be in a certain space to be involved in that until you make it, and then they say, "Oh, come on." So now we wanted to build. I look at when Jay and them started Rockefeller, and they took over so quickly, and they built a massive team. So we always look like, this is a new Rockefeller. We're gonna do it our way, and we're gonna make sure it's successful. We're gonna execute it, and that's what we've been doing. And that's what my focus has been, because so much stuff that's out here. But again, I thrive and I long to say, okay, I'm gonna outdo that.
I love that. You created a vision. Scripture says people shall perish for their lack of vision. And Dr. Miles Monroe says, you don't have to see everything, but you've got to create a vision, because when you can't see it with your physical eye, your vision pulls you to and through it. And it's so beautiful because you've created such a vision. What I want to talk to now is the personal aspect of life, because people think that, everything is just business. You guys doing this and you don't have a foundation, and they're wrong. We were talking off air about actors. Please speak to some of the work that actors need to prepare before they stand in front of your lens. Because everybody thinks this is just easy and anybody can do it.
Right.
As a director, you see from the other side. Talk about what's needed in the preparation before these people show up at an audition, before somebody, stands on your set and they're not completely prepared. What are some of the things that you look for in actors? Because it's not just a celebrity name, right? You're giving people the opportunity, some unknown actors, a chance to be seen.
Right. No, one of the things that I really look for in an actor or actress is when they come to me and say they created a backstory for their character. One that's not written by me, but one that they can connect to and relate to. And then they can pull from different parts of their lives to relate to this character, to bring it to life. I love that, because you're doing the work.
That's the work.
You're doing the work, and that means you're dedicated to getting this project, being in this project, and becoming this character. So when I speak to people and I say, okay, what do you think about the script? I don't want to hear, I thought it was really good. No, I want to hear what you thought about this character.
I love it.
And why this character drove this narrative. That's what I love to hear. So when I hear that, I'm saying, okay, you're locked in.
Yeah, because you use the word become. Because when you be it, it comes. It becomes. It's the connectivity of it, right? You drop into the characters.
Right.
And have you found that, and let's be honest here, because we keep it real here. Yeah. So you guys have been really busy shooting the films. Have you seen some people that have been slightly off their game and using, and we don't have to name names, but using their celebrity as a way of, speaking for them, opposed to actually doing the work?
I think in the beginning, until they come on set and they see the energy, and then, acting, and you know this very well, it's like competitive. I ain't gonna let you walk. You ain't gonna dog walk me on this lens right now. And I think coming into it, they're like, oh, and then they see others, and they're like, oh, hey, can I talk to you after this? So, I need to get on my game, because this person is kind of outdoing me, and we keep that competitive because I want your best.
Yes.
And if you're by yourself, you feel like you're the best. You're not gonna give me your best. You're gonna give me what you think I need.
That's right.
Right. But somebody pushing you. And I always go, hey, this is what I need you to do to get something out of that person. I do it every
You know how to communicate with your actors.
I know how to communicate with them, and I know what they need to hear to give me what I need.
And how they interact in the scene to bring that to life.
100%. Sometimes I don't even tell the other person any adjustment that I make. I say, this is what I want you to do, because I want to see that natural reaction from that person.
That's so funny, because they did that in The Godfather, right? They didn't tell... goodness, I'm blanking on his name, but they didn't tell him that the gun.
That's blasphemy, by the way. You're
I
blanking
know.
on somebody's name from The Godfather. It's blasphemy, but I'm gonna just leave that there.
But they didn't tell him that they moved the gun a little bit higher up.
It was Al Pacino.
Al Pacino. They didn't tell
Like
him
I
that
said,
they moved
blasphemy.
the gun. Well, you remember, so that's good. But they didn't, they did stuff like that on set as well, which actually brought a realness to the scene and something different. So when you're working with actors, has it ever happened that their interpretation of the character wasn't what you visualized when you were writing the script?
Yes. Again, because they take it and make it their own, right? So, but I'm as a writer and a director, I'm very, very open. I tell everybody I create a foundation, and I let you build on that foundation. So if it makes sense, I'm okay with it. If it makes sense for the character,
so you allow for the creative interpretation.
100%. Because again, I don't want you to say a line and be in a space because it's timing, and that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, like just reading words on paper.
I want it to be organic. I want you to say that the way you're supposed to say it, versus how I want you to say it, how you read it to be said. So I think a lot of the stuff, and I cast like that. Even with looks, if I say, hey, I want that look, you say, you come in, well, should I put a wig on? Should I do my hair? No, I want that look. You feel that way when you look this way. I want that. So they're like, oh, all right. So now
just as you saw them in the audition, or
right.
That's
because
pretty.
For me, I'm looking for a certain personality, and a lot of acting, as I understood for the time I've been in this, it's all about personality traits. It's not about look, not about style. It's all about personality traits. So if you have that personality to fit that character, you're gonna bring everything to the table. For me, so that's another thing. I really do that demeanor. That you have. I really like to
the personality,
right? And I take that, like you're writing for comedy. It's hard to just write without having the person that you're gonna be writing for.
Yeah.
Right. So
because it's different timing too.
Right. It's time is all about the beats and the pacing. So you writing for a person that you foresee being something. So that's how I kind of write. Like I think I'm want to use this type of person.
Okay, so I got to know, and this question is for both of you guys.
Right.
Have you ever had a situation where someone didn't work out, whether it be crew, cast, creative differences, people walking out, egos, whatever, that's happened on set that you had to kind of pick up and go forward with?
Yeah, I'll answer that one.
In other words, have you ever had to fire somebody?
What happened?
Oh, man, which one? Which time? Yeah, we've had to deal with that a few times from producers, trying some different producers, even some crew members. It's, again, we really push a family environment. Respect is huge on our sets. And it's one of those things that, we don't tolerate any type of disrespect. And because it's like, again, it's family. So if you disrespect a member of our crew or each other, it's like,
You gotta go. You gotta go.
Oh, and you gotta handle it immediately.
We'll talk to you a few times, but again, it's really just about it's just about keeping that energy, because we've had some experiences. I mean, one day we'll maybe we'll write a book.
let me ask you this in 30 seconds or less.
Yes.
Talk to me about the 5-year-old you.
Wow, the 5-year-old me. The 5-year-old me. Now, are you saying in a sense of
where you are today?
Okay, as opposed to 5 years ago.
Yes.
Wow, I am I'm in a happy place. Just understanding, like, I feel like I got my crew now, and I think for me that was everything. You try to work with different people, and I'm a builder. Like, I'm the type of guy, I don't want to do it on my own. I want to have a team. I want to have support. I want to have somebody to look to the side of me and be like, all right, we good. It's a lot of people, they want to be the only person. They want to be the head. I've never been that guy. I've always tried to embrace that. So, I mean, feeling like I got my team, like knowing I have my team now. I have Deshon, and we have our other partner who is like our CFO, who handles a lot of our, money stuff and everything. I mean, I got my team.
You got your team. What about you, Deshon?
I'm at peace, because I think the same reasons Markus said, having a team and having people that you can depend on. You can't do it by yourself. You can't. And I've learned that, and having, we're always building from within. We're always growing, and it's gratifying to see somebody grow and do something that they want to do. We always ask people that work with us, what do you aspire to be? Because I want to help you get there. Because you're over here, but you might want to be over here. Mm-hmm. So what does that look like for you? And we love seeing people grow. And for me, I love helping people. That's like it's like a default for me, because I'm going to push for you,
like a passion,
even if you don't want to be pushed. Mm-hmm. And then I may get disappointed.
As long as they're doing the work.
Right. And we have had experiences like that where we want somebody to do something because we see it in them and they don't want to do it. You know, and my famous saying is, just like they say in a plane, sometimes you got to put your mask on first.
Take care of yourself.
Everybody else. So
right.
in the last 5 years, I put my mask on just to understand where I need to be. And now it's very, very clear to me now.
You can take care of yourself. Tony Robbins has a saying where he says, you know, you could try to help someone. He said, but what you didn't do is ask them if they want to change. And some people look at you and go, no, I love the way I am. I love how I do and how I move. And it could have been that simple. Tell us where we can find you on social media.
D Hardy 99 on Instagram, Deshon Hardy on Facebook. I guess I do still have a Facebook.
Wow.
I am Deshon Hardy on Twitter. I'm active social media, but I'm not active, if that makes sense.
I completely understand.
You know, I don't even get to watch TV because if I'm not working, I feel guilty.
There it is.
You know, so weirdly.
Marcus, what about you?
Oh man, Smoot Films at Instagram. I'm really not big on social media. We're working on that though. And Masterview Films on Instagram as well. Yeah, that's the only place you're gonna find me. Right at the office.
So big things from Masterview Films this year, next year, and onward.
Oh, absolutely, man. This is just a great time to be alive, just to be honest.
There you have it. The anthology series continues tomorrow on BET Plus. Don't miss it. I am Darren Dewitt Henson.
And I'm Tari Henson.
And
you've been grooved.